Hi, and welcome to Mike Audi's video recording of my final research design portfolio. This is going to be a short recording to kind of review the final research design project. So, as part of my final research design, the purpose of this research was to evaluate the effectiveness of a learning management system that is going to be implied or utilized to help engage students and have them do experiential learning. The research questions I came up with are: how does the use of a learning management system affect opportunities presented for students at North Hunterdon High School in Annandale, New Jersey? The subsections of that are: what sections of the online learning management system are useful and relevant to the students looking to apply for beyond the classroom experiences? Hi, this is Mike Audi. This is my final research design portfolio PowerPoint presentation. Oh, Hello, this is Mike Audi. This is my final research design portfolio presentation. It's a PowerPoint design to kind of reflect upon and share experiences with about my final research paper and its reflections. So the research purpose was to evaluate the effectiveness of a learning management system that will basically assess a learning management system trying to increase the engagement and effectiveness of students as they go through experiential learning and beyond the classroom experiences. So my research questions are: how does the use of a learning management system affect the opportunities presented for students at North Hunterdon High School in Annandale, New Jersey? The subsections: the first one is: what section of the online learning management system are useful and relevant for students looking to apply for beyond the classroom experiences? The information learning management system is which is redundant and which is relevant to students. The second section is: does creating a learning management system for beyond the classroom experiences create students that feel more prepared for the experiences? And finally, the third section is: how does the use of a learning management system for beyond the classroom experiences create learning experiences for students? The approach to this research, I chose a qualitative design, basically allowed for more flexibility inside of the research itself, allowing me to interact with the students, change my learning management system, and have more ability to kind of change the research as it went. This gives more usable feedback and allows the study to address the research questions more easily with multiple questions than a quantitative design. So the research problems are basically just trying to make sure that seeing if we can understand if the system is actually impacting the students and increasing the rate of learning beyond the classroom experiences and increasing the experiential learning happening during those experiences. So when I reviewed the literature, I found that there was a ton of literature saying that experiential learning and beyond the classroom experiences were valid. They were good options for our students. However, there was very little knowledge and very little research on how to increase numbers of students and increase effectiveness of students when you actually get out into the field. So I identified this as my gap in the literature and something that was relevant to study. So the research purpose is to basically bridge that gap, fill that knowledge gap, and try and understand how can we get more students out into the field. And once they're out in the field, how can we start to increase the amount of learning that's happening in these beyond the classroom experiences? So some key terms that we had to understand were: learning management system. What that is an online location where assets are uploaded that can be accessed remotely by users. Beyond the classroom experiences, learning experiences that fall outside the jurisdiction of the classroom. These can take place during typical classroom hours, it can be outside the typical school hours. And experiential learning, learning that takes place in the real world and incorporates that into the learner's personal world. The way that learners relate to these experiences allow for advancement of learning. The research expectations are that the learning management system will have a positive impact on the students that are participating, and basically the amount of impact that we'll have will be basically tied to the students' experiences and how well learning management system is implemented. So how this is going to work is we're going to have a creation of a careers in STEM club at my high school, and students are going to be recruited for this club through science classes and over the PA system. And basically we're going to try and get kids that are STEM focused to go out in the field and try and be able to have these beyond the classroom experiences. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to survey the students right when they start the club on the first day. However many students show up for the club is going to be highly variable. So I can't tell the number right now, but we're not going to cap the club. We're going to hope for more than 1 or 2 students, and we're going to hopefully get in the range between 10 and 20 students. We're then going to implement this learning management system, which will be designed from October to about December. We're going to hopefully roll out this club after the Christmas break, and we're going to see in that first survey a comparative survey between them and the general population of the school. How our research questions are being answered? What is the difference between this population and the general population of the school? So both the Careers in STEM Club and the general population of the school get the survey. During the actual research phase, we're going to have these students be applying for experiences, and we're going to interview them as they go about the learning management system and how it's affecting their preparedness and their ability to access resources. Where they're going to be interviewed twice, just basically a convenient sample of the students that are showing up and actually attending these experiences. And finally, as the club ends at the end of the year, we're going to try and interview students again for both the students that are in the club and the students that are in the general population to see how the process has progressed. The data sources are going to be those students, their surveys, their interviews, and how they actually work. Ethical concerns are we have to understand we can select a site without a vested interest in the outcome of the study. Because they're going to different places, that could actually be a potential issue. Disclose the purpose of the study to the students, make sure they know that this is a study and what it's all about, and respect the site of the beyond the classroom experiences. The role of the researcher will be as a facilitator, as a potential authority figure within the school and to these students. I do not want there to be data that is altered. I want their honest opinions to build the best system. So we have to make sure that they are going to be reflective of what's actually going on. And the researcher, that's me, has to be able to alter my learning management system. And I can't take offense if students don't like what I have. So the reason I chose in my reflective piece to go with qualitative versus quantitative is that it gives me more flexibility, as discussed in the beginning slides, and it basically allows me to do a little bit more with the research, the data, and the alteration of the experiment as it goes. In the study, alignment is going to be super huge because I have to make sure that I'm aligning my questions that I'm giving in my survey to research questions that we have here. In that vein, I'm going to create a 3-section survey, a 3-pronged survey that's going to try and align one section to one question and allow for students to answer so I can get the positive or the feedback that I need that correlates positively to what I'm trying to ask. And finally, the reflection of the feedback process. I could not have done this entire thing. It is my first time ever attempting something like this. Could not have done it without the professor. The feedback that they gave allowed me each week to go back and alter my stuff. I normally did that Monday, Tuesday, and started my assignments on Wednesday because it was just an invaluable resource for me to be able to understand and utilize things. Thank you very much for listening to this. We are just under 8 minutes. Have a great weekend.